Hello people of the web and welcome back to Creator's Thoughts. Memory is never perfect and mine is quite possibly terrible. Have I mentioned how bad my memory is? No, really, just remembering things is something that doesn't come naturally to me. If the information has a story or a reasoning behind it, that may increase my odds of retaining the info, but still a struggle. This quirk of retention has impacted me my whole life and is very clear when I look at my education and see which subjects I excelled at and what was a struggle. I struggled in chemistry when I had a teacher that insisted we, open quote, just learn this, end quote, when I wanted to know and understand how something worked. Then a year or two later, I discovered the why, caught up, went past the understanding of my peers, and retained that understanding to this day. We all have shortcomings. It's important to recognise your own and come up with an approach that helps work with and around them. The topic of my poor memory is on my mind because I found myself pondering topics several times and having to think through if I've touched them before in a podcast, or even if I've fully explored the topic. Adding to the confusion is that I've discussed pretty much all topics into my mic before I ever record a podcast on them, many of which multiple times. My live streams have always been a place to openly discuss things with my viewers, especially the more chilled and grind-focused streams, which, as I spoke about just a couple of episodes ago, has been quite often of late. I remember that episode. Touching on a subject multiple times on stream is fine. There may be something new to add, or maybe the world has gone mad and I might have a new viewer that missed my last rant on the topic. Would hate for anyone to miss out. Rerunning an old topic is fine. If it's okay to watch Ross yell, "Pivot! Pivot!" for the 20th time, maybe I can share a story about how Karma got a former influencer relationship officer recently. I'll save that story for the next episode. I'd love to have someone who has an excellent memory for me to run my topic ideas past so that they can tell me if I've already broached the subject in a podcast. Anyone fancy memorising and being my sounding board? I can pay you in used tea bags? I ran out of tea bags yesterday. I was devastated. It was a tragedy. Sorry. Thankfully, I managed to leave the office and buy tea bags. I was back before the kettle had even boiled. So proud of myself. Adding to my difficulty is that the number of episodes is going up. Sometimes I release an episode once a week. Sometimes once a year, but still. That's all. Just a rant this time. Have you any stories of times you failed to remember something? Last week, I needed 3 things from the store. Got there, and could remember 2. I had to call Mrs. Dragon and admit I'd forgotten something in the 3-minute walk to the store. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye now.